All right. Service suggestions?
What do you mean, like, stand over it and eat it like a gremlin? That's what Sorry It's Dinner is for.
I'm with you. Sorry, honey, it's dinner. This is the series in which I, noted internet cook Adam Ragusia, and my wife Lauren Morrill, who is behind the camera right now, say hi.
Hi.
This is where we show you what we actually cook each other most of the time. It's usually not the kind of things that I normally put on the channel, for obvious reasons. Now, say you need a high protein, high fiber meal just to accomplish the things that those things help you accomplish.
Like building muscle and going to the bathroom.
Getting jacked and crapping. All you need if you want to accomplish those two laudable goals is a grocery store rotisserie chicken and like a bagged salad of some kind or a bagged slaw.
So there's two ways you can eat a rotisserie chicken. One is to stand over the sink and pick at it like a gremlin. And two is to break it down like Adam is going to do.
Yeah, so legit, this is a great way to like learn how to break apart a raw chicken. The cooked one, especially the grocery store rotisserie ones, are great ones to learn on because they're so soft, like they're just falling apart. So the first thing I normally do is kind of cut this skin here that connects the thigh to the body. And then what I can do is just snap, just sort of dislocate them, just literally just like tear the legs out of the sockets, like that's the hip socket right there. Just tear them out, and then you can deal with these later. Okay, now you could cut the breast meat off, but honestly, it's so soft that you can just pull, right? Just peel it off. Again, that'll help you kind of like learn the anatomy. Like, so that's the breast right there with the wing hanging off of it. I can just pull the wing right off. Now there's no bones at all in this. This is just solid, good white meat. Underneath here, you can see this is the tenderloin, the chicken tenderloin. Also, I mean, this is the part that they make chicken tenders out of. Go ahead and scrape that out there. Some meat up by the neck that you can kind of peel out that way. And then if you want to use a knife, I'll show you that. You just kind of feel for the keel bone, the breastbone, which would be right at the apex, right at the top, and you just kind of slice to the side of that, and then just peel. And again, more stuff in here. Easiest way to get that out is with your fingers for sure. Anything that feels soft and like meat is good. Take it out, peel it. All right, once you've done that, make sure to flip the carcass over, because right down here, this is where the hip joints were. These two bits of meat right here, this is known as the oyster, poultry oyster, and it's dark meat, really, really good, often considered like the choicest little juiciest bit of meat. Definitely want to scoop those out, and you can kind of see the little recesses in the bone where that meat used to be, right? Okay, at this point, you're pretty much done with this. You could throw it in the freezer and then boil it for stock later, or throw it in the trash. So now we have like these chunks of boneless meat. We have these breasts that we could slice up. They're fully boneless. All that remains that has a bone is like the wings. The wings, you know, you could sort of just peel off the meat if you want and put that in the salad like we're going to, or you could just like stick it in your mouth and eat it. See, we are not opposed to convenience in this house. And another manifestation of that is our love of Groons, sponsor of this video. Lauren, you have single-handedly depleted our Groons supply, so it's nice that they sent us a new bag. Go ahead and open that sucker up. Yeah, Groons is a superfood gummy. It's kind of an all-in-one daily supplement that instead of being crammed into like a big horse pill that you have to swallow or a powder that you have to, you know, mix up and deal with, it's just like a little fruit snack, basically a candy.
My digestion has just gotten so bad as I've gotten older, and I'm sure part of it is that I don't eat enough fiber, so I'm trying to eat more, and these have 6 grams of fiber, which is like a good start for my day. Like, it helps put me over if I eat some fruits and vegetables and some beans, then I get there. But I can tell the difference. Like, I do not miss a day. They kind of have like an earthy apple juice flavor. They also sort of satisfy like a sugar craving if you have one, because they're sweet.
So it's going to have, 100% of your vitamin A, vitamin C, and that kind of stuff, and then 25% of your iron, your iodine, your zinc. Those are the vitamins and minerals and stuff that you can potentially OD on, so you want to be careful about not having too much of them. The vitamins are methylated, which basically means that the vitamin B12 and the folate will be more digestible for a larger percentage of the population who gets these. They put a whole lot of thought into making the vitamins that are in here actually like bioavailable so that your body can use them. You know what else makes them available to you? My discount, which is in the description. 52% off with my link. 52% off Groons with my link in the description right now. Thank you, Groons. Anyway, breaking down a rotisserie chicken. So we've already got the white meat sort of taken off the bone. The dark meat, you could take off the bone like this. You just sort of peel the leg off, and then you just sort of, pick the meat off. I know this kind of grosses you out, honey. Sorry.
It's fine.
That said, I usually don't pick the dark meat off of the bone for this particular dish. We can call it a dish. Because here's the thing, like the dark meat, it's a different kind of muscle tissue. It has a little bit more fat. It's juicy and delicious even when it's been blasted inside whatever they cook a grocery store rotisserie chicken in at the grocery store, right? Like this tastes pretty good. I'll just throw it in the fridge and just eat it, right, by itself. It's the white meat here. Show them the white meat. It's the white meat that has a tendency to be dry as chalk when it's been cooked at the grocery store. And so that's what makes it perfect for a salad, because we're going to cover it in salad dressing, which is going to make everything juicy and delicious. It's not terrible, but it's not moist. And so it's going to be good with dressing. It really does not matter very much, like in what direction you cut chicken. Do you cut it with the grain as I've done here? You can see the meat fibers kind of peeling apart like that, or you can cut it against the grain. Chicken is so tender, it just doesn't matter. Just hack it up into little bit pieces however you want. All right, now get yourself a bowl that's attractive enough to serve in, and then a bag of slaw or pre-mixed salad, which honestly is incredibly efficient, because in order to like buy all of the different individual vegetables that you would need in order to have such an attractive assortment, oh that's nice, such an attractive assortment of carrots and cabbage and stuff, like you would end up having to buy tons of vegetables that you wouldn't even eat. Like this is much more efficient. And I got some salad on my chicken, but that's okay because now the chicken is going on my salad. Just throw it on in there. Alrighty. And honestly, like it was hot when we got it from the store, but just in the process of breaking it down, it's already gone cold, which is good for a salad. And the bag does come with its own dressing. I could use it, but I'm not going to. I tell myself it's because I don't like it. I think it's more just that I need to justify my existence somehow, and I'm doing that right now by making my own salad dressing. Which, by the way, you do not have to like mix salad dressing in its own little container. You can just put it directly into the stuff, of course. We're just gonna like toss the whole thing.
But then will like all the things get combined?
Indeed, if like what you want is like a nice silky emulsified salad dressing that you can kind of like, visibly drape over food, then sure, that's fine. But it's like, we're gonna mix this all up. It's like a chopped salad, and everything is going to combine well enough that like the elements will definitely feel sufficiently combined in your mouth. Like it's like doing an oil and vinegar dressing, right? People do that all the time. They just shake the oil and vinegar on. The vinegar in this case is the lemon juice, which you could use vinegar. I just prefer lemon juice. And the oil is just going to be this little bit of olive oil. And it's usually just like a 2 to 3 ratio of acid to oil or something like that. But I like more half and half. I like my salad to be tart. And I like a little bit of mustard too, which also, helps to kind of get a little bit of thickness to the whole dressing to address your emulsion worries, honey. All right, and that goes.
Is this peak heterogeneity?
Peak heterogeneity. You watch. Or at least you did years ago when I did that gag.
I don't just watch it, I live it.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. All right, and then you could, use a spoon or something, but you also have these things called hands that are much more able to really wrap themselves around things, hence the fingers. Is that enough of everything? Well, we can just taste it and find out. A little tart, but you can knock that back with more oil. Just smoosh that around. And I'm sorry, honey, but there's dinner.
Somewhere there is a restaurant charging $14 for a small plate of that.
Uh-huh. All right. Choose your weapon.
That's actually really good. I thought it was going to be too tart, but it's not.
You know what I think it is?
Dinner?
Good enough.
That's right. Honestly, the truth is when we make this, we eat it. We just make one big bowl, we just eat it.
That's right, a couple of dogs. All right, you got one for me, honey?
I have broiler nachos.
Oh, this is your real staple.
I know, I ate this for dinner last night.
So you use the parchment paper? Why?
Easier cleanup on the sheet pan.
All right, the first of your artisanal ingredients.
You can do any chips you want. If you want to do these on kettle chips, you do it. But I like white corn. I like something that's hefty enough to support the weight of the nacho. And look, if I were doing this just for myself, I would I would arrange them all like a puzzle, but I won't do that.
Do it. Come on, let's see it.
I'll like half do it.
Oh, tessellation, I get it.
Yeah. That way you don't lose ingredients to like the gaps in the middle. All right, next I'm gonna take a can of black beans. These are seasoned, and I am going to drain off some of the liquid. Because if you leave the liquid in, then that'll get too soggy on the chips. But you don't want to rinse, because then you'll rinse off all the seasoning. Okay. Sprinkle them across.
Will you use the whole can for this much?
No, but I'll put them in the fridge and I'll use them for my next round of broiler nachos. Or I'll make a quesadilla for lunch with the rest of the beans. And you can put the cheese on, you could do it in whatever order, but I like the beans on first.
Well, I think that you put the cheese on top and that causes it to kind of like cement the beans in place.
Yeah, you can also do a layer of cheese, then beans, then cheese, but if you're trying not to have too much cheese, I would do cheese on top. Premium shredded, fancy cheddar, and Monterey Jack cheese. And you measure that cheese with your heart. Now we put it in the oven.
Why? Don't you need the other stuff on it?
No, okay. I like the pickles and the avocado to be cold. I want this to be hot, and then I put the other stuff on cold, and yeah. Okay, so I don't want the rack too high, because then everything will get brown really fast, and I do want the beans to heat up a little bit, and the cheese to melt and then brown, so. The broiler is the red hot thing on the top, and it just radiates heat directly down. So you don't want to walk away too far, because once they start browning, they will brown really fast, and then they will burn, and you will have nachos charcoal.
Yes, and you have lost your mental health several times in my presence when that happens to you. Because usually this is a thing that you make when you're really hungry already.
One might say hangry.
One might.
Because the broiler does not have the convection, you do if there might be a hot spot. And so I'm gonna spin these around, because you see the back ones were getting pretty brown. Yeah. And at this point you can just like keep the oven open and watch it, because the heat's coming down directly. All right, so they're rocket hot, so they'll cool for a couple minutes whilst we prepare other things. And you can top these with guacamole, sour cream, salsa, whatever.
Nice. Like a pro.
That's right.
Remember when like avocados were new in the American market outside of California and the Southwest, and there were like all of these stories of people going to the ER because they didn't know how to get the pit out?
Oh yeah, and they would hack their fingers off.
Yeah, it was like the bagel plague from a few years earlier. Everyone was cutting their hands trying to cut a bagel in half because they had just been convinced to switch from donuts to bagels.
Sprinkle some avocado over the top. You don't like avocado, do you?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to like or dislike something that tastes so little.
Well, it's a delivery device.
Sure.
Take some pickles.
And to make these pickles, I normally just use a shallot rather than an onion, because I don't need a whole onion's worth of pickles, and also because shallots have thinner layers, which means they will pickle rapidly. So I'll just cut that down into little bitty things. Shape doesn't really matter. And then you can put them in vinegar, which is cheaper, but lime juice tastes a lot nicer. You might need 1 or 2. It doesn't have to be completely submerged in the acid, just enough to kind of really coat everything. And then I like some sugar, a little bit of sugar in with the acid, makes it super tasty and sweet. And then you just mix that around and just let it sit. It'll sort of taste like a pickle. Like a half an hour later, the pieces will be noticeably softened and they'll taste sort of limey and juicy. It's good enough.
Just shake a little of the juice off, but honestly, like, some people just pour a little of the pickle juice over because it's so delicious. It's a nice contrast, especially with the avocado when you say it doesn't have any flavor with some pickle juice.
It's basically a dressing. It's sweet and sour.
Yeah, so if you wanted to add like pico or jar salsa or sour cream, you could do that.
All right. Service suggestions?
What do you mean, like stand over it and eat it like a gremlin? That's what Sorry It's Dinner is for.
I'm with you. Pickle in there. I suppose technically it's not a nacho. Like the core trio of a nacho is the chip, the cheese, and the little jalapenos, but I don't think we care.
I don't care for jalapenos.
Oh, that's okay.
The pickle on it is so good. With a little bit of sweetness.
Sorry, not sorry, that's dinner. I did it. I made a new thing.
Good job. I'm just gonna keep eating these.
Okay.